oh, it's not happening. Well, morning. I've had a development that I think I ought to share. A couple of days ago, I started to notice a little bit of a reaction going on under the surface. I'm going to pull this up because I want to show you. It's collage material. I had completely and utterly forgotten that at some stage, I can't remember, obviously I can't remember where or how much, but the collage layer has wanted to lift. So I've taken a piece of foam back sanding paper and I've very carefully, I can knock those edges back and I can feel that that is about the extent of the lift. So if I seal that, I'll have absolutely no worries. But every cloud has a silver lining. This, it looks like a leg and a foot, and it really excites me that it's there. I will this morning. I'll see how much more is going to come up. I've got no choice but to run with it. Which at first I just kept thinking, oh, it's not happening. Well, it is happening. I put the clip in of my gel plate endeavours. This is an A5 laminator pouch, which I just ran through the laminator without anything in it, and then cut the shapes that I wanted. So the next thing to do will be to get the gel plate ready and see how well that works. I had a lot of fun. I used a lot of cards. To summarise what happened with these yesterday, I mean, I absolutely, either way I could go that way or that way. They're imagined snowdrops. I know that the snowdrop comes from a stem, so they're dropping, but experiments with that gel plate just continue to delight me. That I thought, yeah, I'm thrilled. I kept going, and they got very black. They got very dark. Beverly is a star with that technique of cutting your stencil from the laminated pouch. So I washed my stencil. I didn't dry it properly. The gel plate was relatively clean. So when I went again, I got back to something that I liked. I really am learning. I really am discovering quite a lot and enjoying it immensely. I'll get cracking with what I'm going to do, and I'll set the camera up to record it. As you can see here then, I've just had to bite the bullet. No, there's more. Keep thinking I've got all of it. How much collage? Wow, how much collage did I actually put down? Stacks, absolutely stacks of it. What I'll do is just leave this layer, but I need to feel really confident there won't be another reaction. This Actually feels like greaseproof paper. A big, big mistake. But a mistake or a happy accident. I can't help myself. I do like the colour. As you've probably guessed, I'm keeping the leg, and I really like the introduction of the pink. What do I want to do? I want to go with it. These now seem lacking. That's what's happened. I'm just going to roll. Would it be the end of the world to introduce a little bit of pink in there? No, I don't think it is the end of the world. This has given me another option, another thing to think about. If I put down, I hate wasting anything. I have got that grey frame, says she. I've got that grey frame. So I'm thinking ahead. If I get the ground down on there, I can work a similar theme or something, and all the grey frames will look quite nice, can work together. My initial sort of frustration that the paint was lifting has actually turned out to be no bad thing at all. I could put in here now the orange, a different tool to get some opacity. So I'll just keep making my random marks. This is just intuitive, this will just grow, but I will reference the colours that are sitting behind there. Things are so slow to dry when it's this cold in the cabin. I run the dehumidifier while I've got the heater on, just to make sure that we stay bone dry. These are this morning's endeavours. I'm pausing now for my lunch. I'm just loving where I am at the moment. There's something good happening and I'm really enjoying it. Something different. This is something so different and it's very exciting. That leg painting excites me more than these two guys underneath. So I've brought down one of my models and I'm inclined to see if I can introduce a limb on these two lowers. I haven't got to lunch. I say it's lunchtime and then I see something, I pick something up, and that's how it goes. Today's the day. I'm going to get those finished. I'm going to re-engage. Something about that has made me want to re-engage. It is lunch now because I'm flagging and I need my lunch. I put down yesterday, I put down a little bit of acrylic ink. Well, actually I put down 2 or 3 acrylic inks and let them jiggle around, and then I don't normally do this. I used my mini sprayer to give them a spritz. And kind of kept twisting and turning, and it's really pretty. It's quite a pretty effect. I've done it. I've put the leg in. I tried to just roughly draw and cut out a rough idea, but there's another leg. 2 legs are enough for anyone. I've added in a little bit more on this bigger canvas, and I'm still really wanting to keep it very simple. I thought I'd just say, I think what is actually wrong, I was just looking at this painting, this reed work, and wondering where I'm going to begin. And this morning it struck me that what really offends me the most on here is this green. So I'm going to begin. I won't go crazy. I'll begin by just removing that green. I could do that right now, actually. I will actually let that dry I'm going to astound myself, and I will let that dry off before I come in here, because otherwise I'll just make a mushy mess. It is a fantastic idea, even if you've only got 30 minutes. If you've only got 20 minutes, 10 minutes, it's amazing. Just little things every day. Do a little bit every day and keep working in rotation. Things happen. I have just bent down to turn my heater off, and this caught my eye. It's called abstraction. It's Alf Law. Law. I'm probably making a terrible hash of the name, but the receipt fell out of the back, and it's something I bought in April 2016. And these are charming. Actually, if I show you the back and the front cover, and I've just read, I've got to read it to you. He says here, distance from the rhetoric and scholarly narrative. These drawings are about play, pleasure, humour and emotion. Oh, and that just captures everything that, tremendous, everything that we want, everything I want at this point in time. When growing up, we were made to feel so often that being playful was being silly, and we needed to be more responsible, and we needed to grow up and behave. I think we have to be playful. Where is the balance with all the serious, heavy stuff in life that we all have to deal with if there's no playfulness, no fun, no carefree, to just balance life? Really great words, really good book, and great for colour referencing as well. Now I'm loath to put it back on the shelf. I'll put it on my table. No, I won't. I'll take it back down to the house with me actually and have a read with my lunch, with today's lunch. Morning everyone. I don't know why I'm smiling. They say things run in threes. The heater decided it's not functioning anymore. Our work laptop has decided it's not working anymore. Oh crumbs. I've ordered a new heater. The low energy, it's an electric. Yesterday, right, rewind. I'm trying to find a low energy electric heater. Everywhere's sold out, the shelves are empty, so I've ordered it online and I don't know when it's coming. It might take 5 days, it might take 10 days. Yesterday, before disaster struck and the heater just gave up, this is my transition, the painting in transition. This very placed design was too much. Again, it's that contrast thing. It was all very placed. So I'm going to leave these top elements in and I'll decide what's going to happen here. I used to call it the ugly phase. I don't like calling it the ugly phase. I think it's just I'm in transition. Oh, well, yes, well, I picked up my landscape and put a little bit of fluorescent work in the foreground on here. And also I put down some black ink. Having put my coloured inks on, I suddenly thought, oh, I want more depth to that. And oh yes, there was more. I've got a little black frame here waiting for me to finish. I worked a little bit more on that. So the landscapes are, if you've been following me, the landscapes are, they're here, they're waiting, they're being patient. I posted on Instagram one of my series and I asked them the questions. Do I leave it? Do I attempt to finish it? How much do I add to it? Or how little? I think this is the problem with abstract painting, knowing when to stop and resisting, in my case, resisting putting in a leg, resisting trying to look for, oh, I've turned it, I quite like it that way. Resisting the urge, because I'm trying to see, is there something recognizable in there? Refining and adjusting just on the trio. I've put them all how I think I'd hang them, and I feel like I'm almost at a stopping point now. I might do a little bit to the leg on the left, but I think I'm happy with where they are. Oh, I've made it to the end of the week. That's how it feels. I showed you my journals, and I always keep a journal with my trusty dictionary. I love this thing. I love words. I love the meaning, definitions. The definition of one word takes me to another. Abstract in art. The subject is represented by shapes and patterns rather than by a realistic likeness. Abstracted, lost in thought, preoccupied. Abstraction, general idea rather than a specific example. And then I went on, I started thinking about abstruse. I couldn't get my finger on the meaning of abstruse. Abstruse, not easy to understand. That's how I run with my dictionary, thinking about abstract. And I wrote that I'm trying on, this feels like I'm trying on my abstract pants. I feel like I'm exposing something of myself. Abstract painting has excited me for such a long time, other people's abstract, but to produce my own, that scares me. And if it scares me, I need to question why. All I could come up with is that, in my experience, is it something to do with the general rhetoric around modern versus traditional? True art is realism. All that jangles around. It is in my background, but it's not what I believe. It's not my belief. My belief, and has been for a long time, is that I like so many genres. Lose the fear. Don't be scared. Is this my shift into more abstract work? I keep this quote because I absolutely love it, by Leo Tolstoy. True life is lived when tiny changes occur. I love that. I'll end here before I waffle too long, and next week I'm going to pick up on a subscriber's request for showing my finishing off, how I when I get to that finishing point, finishing off. I'm hopeful to make progress on my transition painting. I have put some marks on. I can reveal that next week. Have a lovely week, everyone. Thank you for lovely messages and support. How could I forget? We have hit 1,000. We're over 1,000. Oh, so good. Thank you so much. It's fantastic. How amazing. Have a lovely week, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now.